Aloha, everyone. I hope you're all doing absolutely amazing. And today I'm talking about synchronicities. I'm talking about seeing the things that are right in front of you to help you actually become the best version of you. And it's what Carl Jung referred to as synchronicities. Now, I'm here in San Jose. I'm about to teach a practitioner training to a brand new group of individuals coming in to learn all about neuro-linguistic programming, and super excited to do that. And we just got done with our summer events. I was in Hawaii for a little while. Now I'm here hanging out, and again, get to teach an incredible group of individuals tomorrow. And today I felt like talking about synchronicities. I felt like talking about something, and I know that we've discussed this before. I know that we've talked about it, and I want to revisit it because it's a question that I get asked all the time. How do I get better at trusting my gut? How do I get better at trusting my gut, what's inside me, and how do I begin to see the things that are going to lead me to being the best version of me that I can possibly be? And Jung referred to them as synchronicities. Synchronicities are things that are lining up to help you head in a direction that you're meant to be going in. Now, the unconscious mind is very symbolic. The unconscious mind is symbolic and looks at metaphors and thinks of the world as this beautiful, magical place, right? And so it doesn't just put a sign out there that says, hey, go in this direction. I wish it did. That would be so much easier if your unconscious mind, your experience of the universe would just be like, here's where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in San Jose, go down this path, get on this flight, and you will be there and everything will be okay. It doesn't work that way though. Things come in much more symbolic. Aloha, so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, I appreciate that. So things are much more symbolic with the unconscious mind. And that's the conundrum and yet the beautiful thing about it, because it forces you to work on you. Let me say that again. Because signs don't happen very often and more what occurs is symbols, it forces you to work on you and get to know you, right? If the universe was just like, hey, this is the path that you're supposed to go down, and it literally was like, take a right turn here, take a left turn here, kind of like Google Maps, you wouldn't ever work on you. You would just go, hey, universe, tell me where to go. And by universe, I mean you. By universe, I mean you and your experience of you, your unconscious mind, your subconscious. So what Carl Jung said is that your unconscious mind and your higher self knows what path you're meant to be on. They do. Your higher self, from a spiritual teaching perspective, from the teachings that I share called Huna. Huna is a modern label for an ancient system of empowerment and flexibility of the mind, body, spirit. Your spirit knows what you're meant to be doing. And your spirit wants to tell you, your higher self wants to share with you, here is what you are supposed to be doing. It wants to. It wants to share it with you big time. Your higher self, your spirit, your soul knows your path. It really does. There's a saying that people use that used to just drive me nuts, and it's the saying of, I'm playing the hand that I was dealt. I'm playing the hand that I was dealt is just, for me, not a great saying. It implies that there's someone in the universe that wanted to give you a crappy hand and make you have to deal with something you don't want to deal with. But in actuality, no one dealt you that hand. You dealt the hand, or more accurately, you opened up the deck and picked the hand down to the suit, down to everything that's in it. You picked it. Here's the thing. Your higher self, your unconscious mind, they know what you're meant to be doing this lifetime, but consciously we overthink shit. Come on. How many of you ever overthought something? You're like, oh, this feels right. I want to be doing it, but, you say the word but. And it puts in this big block, this negation of, I know that that's what I want to do. I know that's what brings me joy and happiness. And yet I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something different. Well, your higher self then begins to show you, here's the path that you need to be going down. Here's the path that you actually should be following. And Carl Jung used the term synchronicities because it synchronizes, it connects up. And it eventually shows you, here is where you're supposed to be going. It shows you, this is the runway that you're supposed to be going down. And it does it by synchronizing specific signs that you see and you have to learn how to begin to interpret them. It's one of the biggest questions that I get. And next week, I'm going to be doing a webinar on how to learn how to trust your gut, because your gut is what tells you that's a synchronicity. Your gut is what tells you this is something you should pay attention to, as opposed to, the things that you should just ignore and be like, I'm going to pass on that. So if you want to, go to our site, go to our Facebook page, and look at the link for the webinar. I'm going to delve deeper into it on a YouTube Live. I can spend, 5 minutes or so, depending on internet capabilities. And next week, I'm going to spend more time. I'm going to do a 1-hour webinar on how do you trust your gut? How do you find these synchronicities, line them up so you can be living the life that you want to be living, okay? Thank you again so much, and thank you for putting up with the tech issues that we had last week with Deanne, and also that we had a little bit of this week as well. I look forward to seeing you next week. I'll be back in Waimea with some better internet than we have here in Northern California, which that seems really weird. Anyway, aloha, ahui ho.